This video is intended as motivation, encouragement, and a reminder that there is always a path forward. It is not a subliminal message of any kind. I recently lost a friend who died by suicide after experiencing financial difficulties. That loss has deeply reminded me that financial stress can affect us in ways we may not always recognize. Debt, credit problems, and financial uncertainty can create something I call anticipatory anxiety. The fear and stress we experience when we worry about what might happen before we know how things will actually turn out. But financial challenges do not have to become a permanent part of your story. We have to learn how to face these issues with an open mind, without shame, fear, or judgment. We must give ourselves permission to pause, seek help, ask questions, and explore every available option before believing that there is no way out. There is always a possibility of rebuilding. There is always another conversation to have and another step you can take. Your credit score is not your identity. Your debt does not determine your worth. And a difficult financial season does not have to define your future. Prepare yourself, face the numbers, ask for help, make a plan, and most importantly, remember, you are more valuable than any financial problem you may be facing.
There's a well-documented concept in behavioral economics and psychology. It's called information avoidance. This is a tendency of people to avoid information they could easily access even when it might help them. The key idea is people don't always want to know things that could make them feel bad or force action. I'd rather be watching a really scary movie on Netflix or Cody Rhodes in a wrestling match than checking my credit profile. It's just so much more fun, don't you think?
What research finds about avoiding credit checks? People avoid bad news, even if it's useful. Studies show people are less likely to check financial info when they expect it to be negative. Lower income or highly indebted individuals are less likely to check their credit score. People who suspect problems often delay or avoid checking entirely. This is linked to anticipatory anxiety, the stress of expecting bad news. Emotional reasons. It's not laziness. Researchers identify a few main drivers: anxiety and fear, fear of seeing a low score, fear of confirming financial problems. Ostrich effect, named after the idea of burying your head in the sand. People avoid negative financial info like debt, credit scores, investments. This effect has also been observed in stock investors who check portfolios less during downturns. Avoidance can be intentional or some form of mind control. Surprisingly, some people avoid checking on purpose to delay making hard decisions, like budgeting or cutting spending. To avoid temptation, not checking available credit to avoid spending it. So it's not always irrational. Sometimes it's a coping strategy, if it helps. It can make financial outcomes worse, though. Research generally shows that avoiding credit information is associated with higher fees and missed payments, lower credit scores over time, and less financial planning. It's only going to get worse because you can't fix what you don't look at. Let me repeat that. I really like it. It's only going to get worse because you can't fix what you don't look at. There's a related concept called rational inattention. In economics, this is the idea that information takes mental effort. People ignore information that feels costly, stressful, or overwhelming. So avoiding your credit score can actually be a cost-benefit decision. Research suggests if you start fearing bad news, feeling stress or shame, and you desire to avoid taking action and experiencing mental overload, and if you're going through a difficult time or feeling overwhelmed, you don't have to face it alone. Mental support is available in the U.S. through the 988 or dial 1-800-273-8255. Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Call them, text, chat to connect with trained counselors 24/7. Reaching out can make a difference. Here are the most effective strategies, grounded in behavioral science. This is best if you are gearing up, preparing, organizing to make a change, with one solid goal, homeownership. Join a support group. I've included a link below to join a local chapter or a virtual support group. It's most important to alleviate the problem. By reducing emotional friction, make monitoring your credit a safe place. Think of credit checks as a neutral or empowering act. It's not judging you personally. Place messages where you can see it. Messages like, "This helps me improve myself." I personally write this down on my calendar, so I can see it on a daily basis to remind myself. In general, we tend to avoid checking because of fear and shame. Sometimes it's not a lack of effort or interest. Studies show that when negative emotions are reduced, engagement increases significantly. Support group is valuable. When you surround yourself with people who are also organizing their finances, you gain accountability, shared knowledge, and real-world perspective that's hard to maintain on your own. A support group helps you stay focused on budgeting, improving credit, and managing debt while reinforcing disciplined habits over time. It also creates a space to ask questions, compare strategies, and stay motivated when progress feels slow. Instead of navigating the process in isolation, you're moving forward with structure, encouragement, and a clear sense of direction, making the path to homeownership more achievable and sustainable. Using reminders and timing nudges. What works for me might work for you. I send myself text reminders at key times once a year to get a free credit report. This action step is especially useful before applying for loans. After any anomalies or fraud, gentle repetition without pressure on yourself, or have a confident friend remind you to take action. Research shows that behavioral nudges can significantly increase follow-through. Breaking the big scary task into small steps. Instead of check your credit, write on your calendar, check my scorecard. Because it's a known fact that large, vague tasks trigger avoidance, and that small actions feel manageable. Pair the information you received with immediate action. Right after seeing your credit information, take action about it, if you need to. Have the courage to dispute an error. Set up autopay. Lower your utilization. One reason people avoid checking it is because they think that if I see something bad, I won't know what to do. So getting ideas about what's your next step reduces the fear. Social psychology shows people act more when they don't feel alone. So the most effective solutions are reduce emotional pain, join and engage in a support group.